There's a guy who still packs a peanut butter sandwich for lunch every day. He drives a 2011 Honda Civic with 190,000 miles on it. His coworkers used to whisper that he must be bad with money, that maybe he was behind on rent. What they didn't know is that he retired 11 months ago. He was just 41 years old. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't inherit millions. He didn't start a company. He made $52,000 a year as a mechanical drafter, and today, he doesn't answer to anyone. Let's call him David. David is a fictional example, but every number you're about to see is based on real investing principles and the math behind the FIRE movement. Meanwhile, the guy in the cubicle next to his old desk makes $95,000 a year, leases a Tesla Model Y, and is still likely to be working when he's 68. Same building, same elevator, completely different math. Today, I'm going to show you the exact numbers behind how a $52,000 salary could turn into early retirement, and why almost nobody actually follows this formula, even though it's hiding in plain sight. This isn't a get-rich-quick story. This is a forensic breakdown of one number most people never calculate: the number of years standing between you and never needing a paycheck again. My name is Tyler. Let's break down the math. Most people think retirement is about how much you make. It isn't. Retirement is about the gap between what you earn and what you spend, and what you do with that gap every single month. David never got a huge raise. He never had a windfall. What he had was a savings rate most people would call extreme, and 18 years of letting compound interest do the heavy lifting. Here's the part nobody tells you in school. Your savings rate often matters more than your salary. A person earning $150,000 a year who spends $145,000 of it is actually farther from financial freedom than someone earning $52,000 who consistently saves a third of their income. One of them is optimizing for a bigger paycheck. The other is optimizing for fewer years of needing one.
Let's look at the actual numbers, because this only works if the math checks out. David started at 23. He kept his rent low by sharing an apartment long after most of his friends moved into places of their own. He drove used cars until they stopped running. He cooked almost every meal at home. Instead of upgrading his lifestyle every time he could afford it, he upgraded his investments. After taxes and careful budgeting, he consistently invested about $1,500 every month into a simple S&P 500 index fund. Not a hot stock, not crypto, just one of the most boring diversified investments available. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned around 10% annually over very long periods, although future returns are never guaranteed. Assuming that long-term average, investing $1,500 every month for 18 years grows to roughly $900,000. Read that again. Nearly $1 million built from nothing dramatic, just $1,500 every single month for 18 years. Here's where the second number comes in, and it's the one almost nobody talks about: the 4% rule. The 4% rule isn't a guarantee, but it's a widely used retirement guideline based on decades of historical market research. The basic idea is that withdrawing around 4% of your portfolio each year has historically given retirees a good chance of making their money last for decades. 4% of a $900,000 portfolio is about $36,000 a year. And here's the twist that makes this story actually work. David was already living on roughly $34,000 a year because the remaining $18,000 of his salary had been going straight into investments all along. His retirement income didn't need to replace his entire salary. It only needed to replace the lifestyle he had already built. He wasn't chasing a bigger number. He was closing a gap that was already almost closed. This is why the math of early retirement has almost nothing to do with income and almost everything to do with the size of the gap between what you earn and what you actually need to live on. Someone who spends $80,000 every year needs roughly a $2 million portfolio before the 4% rule begins to work.
Someone who's genuinely comfortable living on $34,000 a year needs closer to $850,000. Same destination, completely different finish line. That's not luck. That's a choice made 18 years earlier. So why doesn't everyone do this? Because it requires living below a lifestyle you could technically afford in a culture that constantly encourages you to upgrade it. Every raise comes with a silent invitation to get a bigger apartment, buy a newer car, take more expensive vacations, and increase your monthly bills. Economists call this lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest reasons high-income earners still end up working into their 60s. The system doesn't need you to stay broke. It just needs your expenses to keep growing alongside your income. David's coworker with the Tesla lease isn't irresponsible. He's simply playing a different game. He's choosing to enjoy more of his income today, while David chose to buy more freedom tomorrow. Neither choice is automatically right or wrong, but they lead to very different outcomes. Here's the part that actually matters if you want to run this calculation yourself. Step 1. Calculate your real number. Take your actual annual spending and multiply it by 25. If you spend $30,000 a year, your target is about $750,000. Spend $50,000 and it becomes about $1.25 million. Spend $80,000 and you're looking at roughly $2 million. Step 2. Find your gap. The difference between your income and your spending is the engine behind this entire strategy. The bigger the gap, the faster you move toward financial independence. Step 3. Automate the boring part. David never tried to time the market. He never chased meme stocks. He never checked his portfolio every day. He simply automated a monthly investment into a broad index fund and let time do what time has historically done best. The strategy isn't complicated. It's just incredibly unglamorous. And that's exactly why most people never stick with it. David isn't retired because he got lucky.
He's retired because he ran the numbers at 23 and built his life around them for the next 18 years. While many people around him built their lives around a paycheck they assumed would always be there. He didn't need to earn more. He needed to need less. That's the whole formula. The difference between working until 65 and retiring at 41 isn't always a bigger paycheck. Sometimes it's simply knowing your number and refusing to let lifestyle inflation push it farther away. We don't do lottery tickets here. We do forensic math. Now it's your turn. Run your number.